Okay, so let's start, everyone. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so my name is Shweta Gore, and I'm from Mumbai. And first, let me discuss why I started this premarital counseling session or premarital consultation. The main reason is that I saw around myself lot of friends, my siblings, let's say my neighbors, a lot of people were suffering from relationship issues, got divorced within a year or two, and there were lot of problems happening in the relationship because things were not discussed on time. Okay, usually the best time to clarify things is before getting married. Okay, so what I saw is that within a year or two, usually people are facing relationship issues. So what I thought is that it's better than having issues later on. It's better if we clarify everything before, and hence I started this premarital consultation. Okay, so today's topic: how to divorce proof your marriage. Okay, so there is no guarantee. We all know that there is no guarantee that something like this may happen or may not happen. Okay, but we should try best from our side to avoid such things, right? Because there is a lot of emotional trauma that comes with divorce. uh, there is a lot of financial loss also, right? We put so much efforts in marrying someone. We find a match, we go through such a tedious process, and then we finally find a match and we get married. And if it all goes into vain, then there is lot of financial loss also, lot of emotional trauma, depression, and things that come with it, right? So hence I decided that I should start a premarital consultation to help everyone, so that the issues that come up within the first 1 or 2 years, let's try to avoid those as much as possible. Okay. So to understand um, how to divorce proof your marriage, okay, first we should understand what are the reasons that are causing divorce. Okay, let's understand one by one. So, the first issue that caused divorce, according to me, is assumptions about the other person or the other family. Okay, there are a lot of assumptions. People, what happens usually in a arranged marriage setup is that there is a lot of awkwardness. Okay, how many questions you will ask to the other person? Probably you will meet them for 2 or 3 times. You will call them few times, and then that's it. You cannot interrogate them a lot because there is awkwardness. There is like the other person might feel that, oh my God, this person is asking so many questions. It feels like an interrogation, right? So, hence, there is a limitation to how much things we can clarify. Okay. And then people have so many other options, like they depend on astrology to get some information. Some people also hire detectives these days, right? But I think that's a bit not the right approach. Okay, because rather than taking information from outside, okay, why not ask directly that person? Why shouldn't we ask directly the other person or the other family? What is your thought process? What are your what we can say, your thoughts on a specific thing, right? Rather than depending on something that is outside of our control. Okay, why not talk directly to the other person and just take a clarification? Now some people say that in this case other person might lie to us, right? That is a possibility, that's completely true. But how much will you lie, right? How much can the other person lie in this case? Because they also know that eventually, once you get married, the lie is going to get exposed, right? Within 1 or 2 months, everything is going to get exposed. So people don't lie. What I have seen is that they don't lie to such a great extent. Yes, they might try to manipulate little bit here and there. Okay, they might not clarify some things, but we as premarital consultant, we have formed or we have tailored our question in such a way that it is very difficult for the other person to lie in these scenarios. Okay, we have created a list of points that if you lie in the second question, that lie will get exposed in probably the eighth or ninth question, because all the questions are interrelated, and there is a high chance that everything will come out sooner or later, right? And yes, same with the family also. Sometimes what happens is that the bride or the bridegroom is very open minded, but their family is not like that. So to understand not just the thought process of the bride and bridegroom, it is also important that family's thought process should also be taken into consideration. Because in India, uh, it's not like two people are getting married, right? The marriage happens between two families. Two families come together. So understanding family structure of both the parties is equally important, right? Okay, so yeah, we were on assumptions, right? So a lot of assumptions are there. People do not clarify things. For example, let me give you an example. In one of my consultation, I saw that uh, people like one person did not ask the other girl, like a boy did not ask the girl whether she wanted to have kids or not. Okay, and later on it came in their conversation that she said, I don't want kids. So he asked, why didn't you tell me this thing before, because this is a very important thing, right? And she said, you never asked me. Okay, or the girl said to the boy that why didn't you disclose that you have uh, so many loans going on, you have a personal loan, you have this loan, that loan, why didn't you disclose this earlier? And the guy said the same thing, that you never asked me, right? Or we never discussed it before. So probably one person is talking to so many people because of this .com marriages, right? That we forget what we have discussed with this one person and what we have not discussed, right? So uh, currently what is happening is that let's see, there are three types of marriages that are happening. One is love marriage, we all know. One is arranged marriage, and third one is the dangerous one. What I think is that it's .com marriage. Okay, .com marriages are very dangerous because uh, what used to happen earlier is that there was a family setup, right? And people in the family used to suggest names of like the girls or boys in their family, and they knew that this person is supposed to get married, so they'll consult each other in between the families. But right now that pattern is getting lesser and lesser, right? So that system of informing within the families, okay, that system of what we can say, I don't remember what exactly the name is that for that system. That system is getting depleted, and no one suggests us. There is no way of knowing what the other person is really like, right? So there are lots of assumptions, then there are lots of expectations also, right? We'll go to that point. Okay, so first, point, as we discussed, was assumptions. There are a lot of assumptions which are not getting clarified, which needs to get clarified in the premarital counseling sessions. Okay. Second point, as I discussed, is that whenever two people meet in a .com marriage, okay, first they'll meet probably individually, and then they'll meet along with their families, right? So there is a limitation to how many questions you can ask the other person, how much clarification you can get, right? After a point, it will sound rude. So there are limitations. We cannot ask too many questions, right? But in a premarital setup, uh, we know that we are going to get all the answers of our questions, right? And hence, it is better to have this consultation. Okay. Uh, Another thing is that what happens is that in not in premarital consultation, in general, on the .coms, these sites we have, uh, there is a possibility that lot of filters are applied. What I mean by filters is that uh, everything is hyped. Okay, I won't say that everyone does this, but majority of the people, they will try to hide what they don't want to show, and they will try to amplify the things they want to show other person, right? So getting a reality check is very difficult, right? Um Probably a person might be earning 40 to 50,000, but that person might show their income as 60, 70,000. Okay, there are ways to check that, definitely, but there are other points also. In some cases, I have seen that girls also try to hide some things, boys also will try to hide some things related to, what we can say, their food differences, their clothing, um what else, their health issues are also not discussed, by the way, and later on they come up, and then there is a lot of fuss, right? Because health issues are directly related to pregnancies and all. So if health issues are not what we can say, conveyed or clarified before the marriage, they come up later on and they create a havoc in the relationship. So yeah, this point is also there, that lot of filters are there. Not everything is disclosed clearly. There is no clarification, right? One more thing that happens is that, let's say a girl is whose age is 25 years. She's here at this moment. Okay, she's here. She's 25 years. She's beautiful. She's earning, let's say, 40,000 rupees. Okay, she's in a good MNC. Now, this girl wants a boy who is here in status. Okay, probably his family is much better. His parents are also earning, or they have a good social status. Then what else? He has a good salary, whatever. He is also good looking, and expectations are not. Okay, so the girl is here, and the boy, or the boy, she wants to find the boys on the matrimony side of this level. Okay, so there is a gap. Okay, but let me tell you, or let me ask you, that what do you have so that this comes to you, right? Again, the same things happens with boys also. They are on this level and they want girl from this level. Okay, so there is a gap that is there, right? So expectation gaps are there, unrealistic expectations are there. Okay, and what happens because of this? The girl will wait till age of, let's say, 30, 32 to get married, because she thinks that she'll reach, probably she'll have better salary till she reaches the age of 28, 29, 30. And she wants to have a boy who is earning even better than this stage. Okay. So in this confusion, what happens is that age runs out. And this is the basic reason why marriages are getting delayed currently, right? Because everyone wants the other person to be better than themselves, right? And much, much, much better is what their expectation is. So there are a lot of unrealistic expectations which should, I won't say which shouldn't be there, but there should be some realistic background to it, right? So what we do in the premarital counseling is that when two people are there, two one couple comes to us, what we will do is that we will ask them questions, or not just questions. What I'll say is we will discuss points with them, right? And both the parties, the boy and the girl, will be sitting in front of us. Their families will also be a part of this consultation. And we will ask both of them, what is your opinion about this thing? What is your opinion about the other thing? Okay. And both will get answers about their thought process, right? You will understand what is the thought process of the girl and the boy, and the families will also understand what is the thought process that both of them hold. Okay. And then it is your decision whether you want to get married to this person or not, whether you would like to go ahead with this person or not. Okay. So that is completely your decision. But what we will do is we will try to come up with the points. Like I said in my ad also, we will try to come up with such kind of points which usually create a lot of issues, right? So I have written many points in the ad also, like differences of food, then managing clothes, health issues, differences in, not differences, what I'll say is that issues because of not managing the assets and liabilities properly, right? Then unrealistic expectations from relatives, unrealistic expectations that people themselves have about someone, unrealistic expectations from, what we can say, from the close family members also, right? So there is so much uh, going on behind the scene that it is very difficult to take a decision, right? Okay. So I think so these were the reasons why divorces are happening, and how to divorce proof your marriage. Now let's come to that point. So basically, first is that you will have to reduce your expectations, right? We should have a realistic view about what we are setting up for, right? Second thing is that financial management should be there in any relation, right? So lot of issues are coming up these days because there is lack of financial management, or what we can say, there is uh, a lack of communication related to finances. Okay. Either the girl is not working, or she is working but she is not ready to contribute, right? uh, Probably both the boy and the girl are not able to satisfy the needs of a family setup because they do not have sufficient resources with them. Okay. So in this case, what the girl needs to do is she needs to stand up, she needs to have a job, help the family, right? And the boy also needs to support the girl to have the job, to let her continue the job, so that there won't be a financial stress on both of them, on their family, right? Then uh, what else? Assumptions, right? As we discussed earlier, there shouldn't be any assumption. We should be 100% clear on what thought process our partner has. Okay. It should be 100% clear. And there is no option these days. We have to go through dot coms, different dot coms, to get married, because family setup is changed, right? So that is fine. Dot com marriages, even though they are a bit risky, still, if we have proper tools with us, then there is no issue. We can go ahead with them, right? So rather than trying out anything else, I would suggest that people should go ahead with premarital consultation, right? Because we can directly ask the other person about what their thoughts are, right? Uh, Now let's discuss some other points. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So what is the setup? Setup, as I told you, um, that it is an online webinar. It's an online webinar, and definitely a boy and a girl, a couple should be present. Their families can also be a part of this, though it's not mandatory. It can be there. Okay, it's their choice. It's completely up to them whether they want to be a part of this this consultation or not. Okay, the consultation will be for 2 hours. Okay, you can decide whether you want a continuous 2 hour session or you want to divide it within 2 days for 1 hour and 1 hour, like that. Okay, the consultation will happen on Saturday and Sunday. Price for this consultation is 3,000 rupees. Okay, and what else I would like to suggest everyone, please take this consultation, as it is a need of the hour, right? Our society is going in a way that there are a lot of relationship issues happening after investing a lot, right? We all invest so much emotionally and financially, physically in our marriages. And we see that within 3 months, within 6 months, people are getting divorced. So there is such a loss that happens uh, at the end, right? And I just wish that people should not go through all of this, right? Because there is a lot of trauma that comes with a divorce, right? So let's try to what we can say, let's try to work in a way that this will change, right? So that's it from my side. I'll just share my phone number in the chat, so that if you want to connect with me, you can definitely connect with me. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, so I have pinged here in the chat. You can save my number and definitely connect with me. Okay, thank you everyone for joining today's webinar. If you have any doubts, if you need any clarification, if you need anything else, you can definitely contact me on this mobile number and we'll get in touch. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye.